So, what's up, people? I'm here with my boy Twale, my boy Draco, my boy Kaz, my boy Fiji, a new recruit in the Kingdom streams. It's good with y'all. Here to do a fucking top 5 new characters for the Western Zao Invasion arc. And the main reason I wanted to do this is because I feel like one of the strongest points of Western Zao Invasion is how much it further emphasized how powerful these armies are. It showed new characters for Yatano's army, for Osen's army especially. Hell, it even brought people from, past eras with going into Gyou. I think the new characters introduced is definitely one of the strong points. And we're just going to talk about it to appreciate it, pretty much.
Yeah. Not just them being, like, strong character, like, individual fighters. Just, like, as characters themselves, they, like, carried the arc.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But,
had great moments.
Yeah, I think I'll go first, and we can establish whatever order, and then just copy that. So, my number 5 is gyou. Now, when I first saw gyou introduced, I was intrigued but kind of weirded out at the same time because he seemed like the type that's like, a Mobu Eiko type, like he's very stoic, but then you see him like scream crying in the rain, so I'm like, there's something more to this guy, and that intrigues me because he doesn't seem that emotional, obviously, and like scream crying in the rain, like that's so fucking intense, like that's like a step beyond like just crying, like it's just so weird. But what weirded me out is like, okay, he is that emotional about his master's death, but he also wants to kill himself, apparently, because if Rinshoujo is his homie's dead, like, he's like, I want to die too or something. I never understood that, and that turned me off from his character. But something that I decided, like, recently is I don't think it was that, like, clear-cut that he loved his master so much that without him there, he's just like, there's no reason to live, because I feel like that's a really fucking shitty outlook on life, and you should never be that dependent on someone to enjoy your life. I feel like the reason he thought that was because without Rinshoujo there, he thought he couldn't unify. So he's kind of like, this is kind of meaningless. Like, I can't live my life for some great cause. And when I looked at his character from that outlook and combining that with everything else about his character, how fucking selfless he is, how he's doing everything for Zao, for unification. He's just such a good dude while also being like the epitome of a Grim Reaper in a sense, because like we go against him and he has so many shots where he just looks like a fucking like menace, and it's a nice touch on his character. We've seen moments of him like really appreciating the honor that the battlefield carries, like with Shin when he's like, you're not worthy of the glaive, and you wanted to test if he was worthy of the glaive. We've seen he really fucking appreciates being able to turn the scales and do everything for Zao, all that type of shit. And then even on his deathbed, like he wasn't pissed off that he died and lost. Kind of like Rinshoujo, where he's like, whoever unifies, like, it is what it is, just I want it to happen. He's not like the really petty type. He's like, alright, y'all killed me, good shit. Just make sure it wasn't all meaningless. Make sure that if there's a moment where you have to do like some absolute justice Akainu type shit, like, you get it done, because if you pussy out, then all the people you killed up until now was fucking worthless, and you're kind of like spitting on their deaths. And I really fucked with that aspect of his character. I feel like he's a really good addition. I still feel like it would have been cool if he had more emotion, and that's why my boy Chogayu is going to be ahead of him. But I think he was a really awesome character.
A decent amount of emotion, but like different kinds.
I ain't gonna hold you. I had gyou at number 5 too, so I just want to add 2 things to what you said.
Hey, go ahead.
One, I liked his death, like you said. It was kind of like Oki-esque, because you know what I'm saying, like he died on his horse standing type shit.
Sitting up, yep.
Yeah, I'm saying, so
bro.
That was dope. But the one major turnoff for me about gyou is that like he was forever stuck in the past to me. You know what I'm saying? In every battle, it was always like what could have been, what should have been. You know what I'm saying? If my master were here, type shit. And that's the only thing that like turned me off from him. But otherwise, he's a great character.
Yeah, it does kind of make sense of why he's stuck in the past, because like that was to him like his best moments and like the peak of what it's like and shit. So, like,
no, I get it, but it's like in real life when you got a 30-year-old still hype about his high school days. It's like, bro,
it wasn't like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it go, bro. Like, I get it. High school was fun, but like times is changing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, right. So like after a while, it just like, because you know, he brought it up against Shin, and then he brought it up like kind of with Uhon, and then the second fight against Uhon, is like, I don't know. It's just that one thing just kind of.
It just really depends on what outlook you look at it as, because like I said, like if it's just about he likes spending time with Rinshoujo, then I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, I get a dead homie dying is like, fuck man, like that sucks, but you should have other aspects of your life. Like you can form your own family, you can have other fucking
Right.
friends.
But you know, when we first, I mean, in the flashback when he's dying, like Rinshoujo gets him as a slave, so I'm guessing his whole life was just that one goal of that serving Rinshoujo.
Yeah, it's like
He
a
never
Ringo
really
type
had-
situation. But like I
Yeah,
said, if you
but
look at it from another sense, like it's not just about him losing his homie. It's about he feels like his life is meaningless now because he can't unify. And I feel like it makes
I
sense
mean,
to like stay in the past because
yeah.
he's like the selfless type of character that like he's like my life needs to have some great meaning. I need to commit some great cause.
But shouldn't he have done like what Shin did with Oki? It's like Oki died, and it's like, or
I don't
Toe for
even
that matter.
think-
It's like niggas didn't just give up. You know what I'm saying? They're striving to.
I mean, Kin is in a
achieve
better
what Oki
position to
wanted.
unify than Zao is though. But I get what you
Yeah,
mean.
that
I
is
just
true.
don't think it's like
Yeah.
entirely fair comparison.
Man, me,
Yeah.
I would have had me like 10 kids, and then I would have been the new Rin Shoujo, and my 10 kids would have been my 10 generals. We'd have been out there wrecking shit.
For real.
Yeah,
It's kind
and
of funny how
Shin-
Shoujo told those two to not kill themselves because like the other 8, yeah, they can go die.
No, I felt like he told them to not. They were with him.
No,
Like, he-
yeah,
like,
I
that
was about to
a
say
message to
they
everybody.
were.
They were
Yeah,
with
he
him.
tried to stop them, but the what you call it, Rin Shoujo, Gyo-un and Chogaryu were the only two there at his deathbed. The
Well,
the rest of them
I don't
were
think
actually
like
fighting.
they immediately went to go to the battlefields and died like on that same day. I feel like time passed and then just like
No,
over
I
time
feel like
killed
they were
themselves.
already on the battlefield because you got to remember, like Zhao was on the back burners after losing Chohei, and you know what I'm saying Quinn was constantly invading. So it's not like even though Rin Shoujo was down, it's not like all his men could just retreat from the front lines if they're being invaded and shit. So it's like I
Yeah.
feel like those 8 were out on the front lines. You know what I'm saying, trying to defend, while Chogaryu and Gyo-un were by his side. You know what I'm saying, defending him. And then when the rest of them got the news that he died, it was just like, fuck it. And then they just threw themselves into whatever battle they were at.
Fuck
That's
it,
how I
might as
feel
well
about
die.
how Bayo, I'm guessing like when Oki got stabbed, most guys threw themselves to death until Oki
I don't
retreated,
like
and
that
then
version of
Oki
how
had
they
to stop
reacted
them.
to dying.
What do you
Yeah,
say?
what Cass was saying. I don't like how like if your master dies, yeah, you'd want to avenge him, but like I don't think your master would want you to throw your life away in a winless situation.
It's like some ancient China type thinking. We can't
Yeah.
really understand it. It's like the custom back
For
then.
sure. It's
Mhm.
like committing seppuku if you fucking fail, or seppuku, my bad.
Right.
Whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you say that shit.
So Seppuku.
Sebeku.
Ongoing, I had him at number 1 to be honest.
I had him like top 2, but I agree with like what they're saying, and I just like I also wanted to like add no point like talking about him each time, you know. So like
Yeah,
Yeah, this is why I
He
went
didn't
first
even
because I'm
make
not
the
gonna
list.
let y'all fucking steal the show and then I'm just like gonna add some tidbits. Like strategic placement, motherfuckers.
yeah, I knew he was gonna. He said he was gonna do that too. Like I knew.
I didn't even have my. I don't know. I didn't even have him in my list for a similar
Oh.
reason why you said you initially didn't really like fuck with him. Cause me, I don't think. I think he lost meaning when Rin Shoujo died, but not because he could no longer unify. Because he was a slave, right, in his youth. He was a
Yeah.
slave, so that's why I kind of feel like he was dependent on Rin Shoujo. So I get the impression that he just thought there was no point in living once Rin Shoujo died, and that's what kind of I still liked him. I think he was a great character, but I feel like there was 5 other characters I'd put on top of him personally.
I agree. If that's the
Yeah.
case, it just irks me. Like you
not
should
fair,
fucking just look at life like that badly, where you're like, if one person dies, then I can't enjoy
Yeah.
myself or like move on or whatever.
Like I
Mm.
fuck with the loyal
Did
characters,
like
but
move on though. Like
That's too
just
loyal.
'cause-
that's obsession. That's not That's,
No, I don't
Yeah.
know, cause like the way he showed, he was like he knew this dude RSJ since he was a kid. Like he basically like got raised by him. So like
Yeah.
if your like father died, like if you were super close to him, like he was like your everything at that moment. Like I get why he would have like some doubts about how he should continue living, but at the same time, he didn't like waste his time the entire time. He was defending Inner Zao and shit, and then when he
Yeah,
had
I
the
respect
chance
it.
to, like,
Policeman going.
That
yeah,
was
when he had
kind
the
of a
chance-
waste though,
had the
like,
chance to
of what he
like
could do.
fulfill the prophecy that RSJ was telling him. He was like the first one up. He was like, I'm down. So it's
Mm.
not like he completely gave up. Like it's like when I think
Yeah,
about
no,
completely giving up, I think about like becoming a like just like in shock, like completely like I can't do anything. I'm just filled with depression. And shit.
Vegetative state, vegetative state, and
No.
shit, yeah.
I think he still completely gave up because like defending Inazal with is like nothing
So he
compared
kept
to that.
himself. He kept himself.
That's because he believed in Rinshojo's word.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Rinshojo felt the need to tell him not to kill himself.
But one reason I do like him,
Yeah, but that's not something against them though. Like you said, that's something about like ancient China. If like,
I mean, I would still put it
Yakuza-
against them. Like Ohan's mindset of like looking at peasants really badly, that's like ancient Chinese shit, but people still hold it
That's
against him, and I
Ohon.
think it's fair to do.
Yeah,
but
because you see how Moten is. You know what I'm saying? Because you see not every like nobleman is a prick.
No,
seems
but
like
Owen's
certain
the
sense.
majority. Moten's like a
it's like
minority.
it seems like one is worse than the other though, because like the way they, in my opinion though, the way they view it is like that's your greatest shame. Like you couldn't protect your master, and you let him like die, and that's like
Yeah, that's something
even though-
huge to them. Yeah.
You can create a medicine to cure him. How dare
Yeah,
you?
like yeah, exactly. That's
Okay,
that's
that
weird
was
though. Like it
shame,
wasn't like he
no.
died in battle, bro. He just died of natural causes. You should be relaxed.
Hmm.
But yeah, some of the reasons why I like him was just like I don't know. You said that you didn't want like he didn't have that emotion with him, but like that's some of the reasons like I liked him. He resonated with me because like he's not somebody that like overly emotional about when he needs to like say something. He always like says the right things. It doesn't like just talk to talk. He just like gives like even when he's talking to Kane or he's giving speeches to Ohan and Shin, it's like he's not wasting time with them. Just like go straight to the point. I
Yeah,
really appreciated that about him.
yeah. His words always had substance.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
for
that's
sure, like he carried weight to them. And I also like how like he held his ideals in his like sleeve or whatever. Like what you were saying with when he didn't think like the honor of the battlefield shit. Like he was testing Shin if he was worthy of the glaive. And as soon as he did, he was like, and he's like he clapped him back with the retort. He was laughing because he was happy that someone like Shin is able to have is carrying on Oki as well, not some chump.
Mhm.
And I also like his like super understanding of the battle. Like he can tell like right away that those two are the same people that like they give him the same vibe that the 6GGs did, and he took it upon himself to like make sure they're the people that can unify China, and he went out of his way to like make that goal. That's why he wasn't sad when he died. He was like he in his own like way he completed the prophecy that RSJ was saying. If you can't win, at least make sure that the next people that beat you like are people capable of unifying China and stuff.
Yeah. Plus, of course, like you touched on a bit, he's just really entertaining as a general. I mean,
Yeah.
in a series like
Yeah.
Kingdom, that's very important. Like someone like Olsen that doesn't have that much characterization, he can be a fan favorite just because he's very entertaining every time he's on the screen. And someone like Hisui, who he had like a really good backstory, he has a good personality, but as a general, he's not that flashy, so it could bring him down as a character. For Gyo, he has good
Yeah.
characterization and he's entertaining to fucking just read about.
That's the main reason
Yeah.
it was my number one. Like his entrance was like so great, and like Rebecca
Yeah.
was hyping him
Captured
up
that
the
screen
previous
when he comes
chapter.
out. He's
And
like
like he
not
just
Go ahead, sorry. I
when he
was
came
like
out,
cast, dude. I don't know why. That's funny, man. Let you talk.
oh yeah, and every time he's just on the battlefield, then he'll just like doing that. Compared to Benanji, where he kind of like once his army got whittled down, he wasn't doing much, but Gyon every time was having a big impact. And like he's just roaring it every time you see him. So
I mean, I
That's
don't really
about
think
it.
that's a fair
Sure.
comparison.
I don't think so too, but like the part you were saying, like in every screen time he was in, he was like raw and like he had the presence of someone like this is the.
I liked him as a general.
Yeah,
I liked his ability to use instincts and
For sure.
tactics, and you know what I'm saying. Like, not for nothing. Like, this might be a hot take. I might get a lot of heat for this, but I think he's a better instinctual general than the Duke.
What?
Ooh,
Only because he knows strategy too, and
Oh,
he
okay,
doesn't
yeah.
lose as many men. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can understand what a strategist is doing. I think on the same level as the Duke, and because he can use strategies of Rinshoujo, he can confuse strategists more than the Duke. You know what I'm saying? It's just I like his combo better. Like before Riboku, like he was probably the first one that I would say was like a legit hybrid general. Somebody that knows tactics, has been taught tactics, you know what I'm saying, understands tactics, but relies on their instincts more, and I fucks with that.
And it's a shame that we didn't get to see many of Rinshoujo strategies, because the shifting sands that Chogaru used, like, that was a pretty beastly defense, and of course Gyon could use it too, because he learned all of Rinshoujo strategies, and there's probably like
Right.
maybe even 100 or more like Rinshoujo tactics that they could use, but it was off-screened, or we just didn't get to see it, and it kind of sucks, because there's no more Rinshoujo vassals to like show it in their steed.
for real.
Well, I feel like they were using his tactics the entire time.
Yeah, I'm just saying like it
their
was
version.
off-screened.
We just didn't get names for it. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Like I wish
true.
Horror would name, you know what I'm saying, like name like the actual formation, like the
Oh, you gotta think the
what was
prison
it?
was RSJ tactic.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Well, they said that him and Gil-un worked on it, but they never had a chance to use it. But the thing that caught Uhon in the beginning, Like not even the trap with the 10
Oh yeah,
spears,
yeah,
but
that was
like
sick.
when you know what I'm saying, when Uhon was charging them and like he instantly saw like, oh, they're getting in like to some crazy formation of trappers. I think that was RSJ type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just been drilled to them so well that they don't need a command. Like you know how, like the high Shin unit is pulling off Garikis now without actually being told to do it. It's stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying, they're doing the tactic, but it's like no one's naming it because it's just instinct now. It's just natural.
Also, on his first entrance, like to trap Orhan when it's not even like he don't have
That's
his whole
sick, dude.
army. That was a dope feat, and I
Like,
enjoyed that a lot.
he instantly knew
Yeah.
how to like counter what Ohan was gonna do just off like he knew it was like he
And
wasn't like
honestly,
Ohan wasn't doing anything crazy, but like he completely like fucked him. And,
when
like,
he said he was gonna go fight Shin and Uhon at the same time in the beginning, I didn't believe him. No
He talked
bullshit.
out his
I did.
ass, bro.
Yeah, I didn't believe him at first, but not for nothing. If he had like him and the 10 spears, I think they might have been able to do something. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it would have been like an easy walk, but they might have been able to do something.
Especially like Shin wasn't as like used to his glaive at the time too at the beginning.
Right.
And I would have enjoyed like if he didn't throw his life away after Chogari died.
Dude, that was
Like,
my disappointing part there. Like he didn't really throw his life away.
Nohara
guess-
made him throw it, man.
Yeah, I feel like he was confident in taking on Ohan due to Ohan's condition, but I just didn't like. Just
At the end of the day, they both committed suicide.
Yeah, because Bananji had a better plan. Like
I don't
on
even
what to
think he's
do.
committing suicide though for what's his name, Guillaume's part, because like he's in like going at the outside of it looking in. He had a good chance of beating Ohan there. While
No, really, but
He was trying to kill Ohan and Shin.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think Chogaryu was suicide. Like he had no other options.
he could have kept
I
He
running.
think-
ran
different,
twice.
huh?
I'm saying, he ran like what 2 or 3 times. After that, it's like fuck it, I just gotta fight this nigga. So I don't think that was suicide. I just think.
I
he
mean, the
had
guy
no
that
other-
always runs throughout his career, he's like, fuck it, I gotta fight. Like, it doesn't sit right with
you
me.
gotta remember, even if he attempted to run, Naki and his whole clan was behind him, ready for that. So
No, they were like
Yeah.
stopping the passage to Bananji. He could have just went the other way.
no. Remember, like when right after Shin and them killed Chogaryu, Naki and them came and said we were waiting for them to pull another runner. You know what I'm saying? So if they did try to run, Naki and them would have blocked
Are you
them like
confident
he
in
did
Naki
Kesha.
stopping Chogari though? Like, look what he done to Shin in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I
But-
think
but
he would
no.
get past Naki.
Nah, what I'm saying
They
is
went
Naki,
closer, but they were still like on the wrong direction. But it depends where Chogaryu would have ran to. If he would have went to Bananji, of course, he would have got fucking blocked off.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying
even
is
if he did get blocked off by Naki, like I'd rather.
Naki would have stalled him long enough for Shin to get there.
You would
That's
have to
what I'm
chase
saying.
him.
Like, it would have been the same thing that he did against Kesha, but with more men. He had his whole
Kesha's
unit.
weak though compared to
No.
Chogari. Like.
Nah, I get that, but what I'm saying is Naki didn't fight Kesha. Naki fought Kesha's men, and he only had 5 people.
True.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
So that's what I'm saying. Naki and his 1,000 unit would have been able to stall Chogaryu's fleeing unit, because remember, they was already whittled down from running the first 2 times. So whatever unit that Chogaryu would have been running with would have got blocked by Naki long enough for Shin to get there and kill him. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Chogaryu committed suicide. He legit had no option. But
Against
Yo,
Kisha, he was like
Udon-
legitimately behind him. Like if Chogaryu ran like made a beeline towards Gyon direction, he wouldn't have been behind him. He would have been like to his side, and you would have to chase him and shit.
Yeah, but that's
So it just depends if
Again,
he can like
that's-
chase him, catch up to him, and then like stall him long enough. It's kind of iffy.
yeah, but
But yeah, we don't
But
have to
that's-
like
but
harp on
again-
this.
Yeah, going back to the suicide shit, like the fact that he died and he had a better option, yeah, I'd consider it suicide too.
Because in hindsight as well, I'm pissed because Bananji's plan Revoke's plan of like flanking Olsen, when going to like drop back, it would have had a more devastating effect. Or if going entered when the center battle when Shin attacked Revoke's flank, like something like that. Like shit could have been so dope in the center, but he had
Yeah.
to throw himself.
But yeah, who wants to go with the number 5?
I think Gyon was everybody's number 5.
Nah, he wasn't
We
mine.
had him different spots, but like I feel like we shouldn't really talk about Gyon again since we talked about him.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
spent like 20 minutes on him.
Yeah.
My number 5 is it's kind of a weird one. My number 5 is SSJ.
That's
Shinsuke.
his J.
Oh,
Respect it.
man.
The thing with SSJ, right, is I didn't think much of him until that rage scene, and then that rage scene made me go back and look at everything else a bit more, because he was calm. He was the entire arc. He was calm, collected, mad obedient to Riboku, but
Seemed like he was dead
talking
inside.
shit sometimes. Pardon?
I said he seemed like he was dead inside.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's more so the intrigue I have. I want to know more about his dynamic between him and Riboku. I think that's the main thing that kind of makes me like him so much because I have a feeling that's going to be really good. I'm excited for that because he was
I want to know
calm.
about his backstory.
Yeah,
For
his
real.
backstory has to be tied into Riboku somehow. It has to be because
But it's
the
tied
way
into the Zong Nu too. That's what I'm most interested in. Like, how
mm,
did someone of Raboku, like, how did one of Raboku's most hated enemies become one of his like most trusted subordinates?
yeah.
Somebody that's literally ready to kill anybody and everybody to get him out of jail. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like that. I want to know more about that.
yeah. The way he was talking to Rozo as well, it's like he has a history. He was probably a big name back in the day in terms of the Zion. Just or he could have just been a prodigy in there. Like who knows? He's it's the intrigue. That's the main thing I like about him. But when it comes to his character, there could be a lot more done with that. It's just that rage scene that just stuck out to me the most. And the fact that he was pissed off at Rozo. No, the fact that he was pissed off at the Zao King that entire time. Saying he's willing to do anything to save Riboku. That has me excited for the next few chapters as well. Because it's just like Shinsuji is just that he's interesting to me, mainly. That's the main thing for me.
I feel like other than the intrigue, there's two ways to really look at him. Mainly what I've seen is people either they like how he's very tactical, he's pretty entertaining with his tactics, and he was one step ahead of Yotama pretty much for the whole war. He just didn't see the fort climbing unit. He didn't see
Yeah.
that coming. And it's either that or people just get annoyed at his arrogance because he was like these fucking monkeys or like something along those lines. He was super arrogant throughout the whole arc, and for someone that likes Yotano's side, for them to see this guy like act so cocky all the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
and he's always one step ahead and he has that shit eating fucking persona. You're like, God damn it, I fucking
Damn.
hate this guy. Like, when's he gonna go down?
Nah,
Not
That's what
gonna
I've
lie,
seen mainly of him.
I had SSJ at number 2.
I had him at 3. Huh?
yeah,
From the moment he stepped on the battlefield, when he rode up with her people, choking them, snapped his fingers, stabbed them, pointed at her like, yeah, like I love Yotama, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But that shit was dope as all fuck. And then he literally rode through her people, just slicing people up to get back to his arm. That shit was lit. And then he burnt Heki's food. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like you said,
yeah,
he was just
bro.
always like one step ahead of everybody up until the very end. Yo, I fucks with SSJ.
Yeah, if it wasn't for
Yo.
him, that entire battle of Ryoyo wouldn't have been as entertaining as it was. Because
Oh nah, if it
he
wasn't
was
for
mad
him, not
entertaining.
for nothing, it would have been a baby cake for Yotama. I don't think
Yeah,
the Kwang Rong like had it after like the third or fourth time. Like after like they got accustomed to fighting, if they still had food, it would have been different.
Yeah. Even before that battle, he thought he could beat Yotano with just the Zhao army. He's just like, I would just want to make sure I decimate them so they don't like run and then help Osun against Riboku.
yeah,
I see that. That was arrogant. Zhao
Yeah,
army was
that was
trash
arrogance.
compared
That
to-
goes more into the fucking they hate him because he's arrogant thing.
Yeah.
Didn't he at the end fuck with the? Didn't he like see through Orsen's plan? Obviously, he never saw the Orken shit happening, but he saw through the Yellow River stuff, right? Right at the end of the arc, he was on top of
No,
that.
that was Raboku. Like
Yeah.
Raboku told him
Oh,
that
Riboku told him to.
yeah,
Okay,
Raboku told him that they had to resupply through the river. But when
okay,
he saw that they was resupplying through land, he attacked it anyway, just to
just
make
in
sure.
case. Yeah, just to make sure. Yeah,
You guys gave good points why I liked him as well. I liked at the start where he's the one that clocked onto the hole. They may be attacking somewhere else, which like saved like Zao a
Right.
lot.
Yeah,
As
he
well
clocked
as-
on real fucking quick.
Yeah. He
And
was like,
just,
wait, we lost how many spies? Where? Oh, nah. Something's going on. Like, ASAP. Like, this kid is good,
Yeah.
man.
changed the
People
game
actually
a
call
lot.
that an aspel when I caught up week to week like around that chapter and people try to call it an aspel. I didn't understand.
nah, he's just a force to be reckoned with, dog. That ain't no asshole.
Yeah, when I was reading week 2, I remember we got all the faces of like, everyone facing each other when Osman was setting up, and he was gonna face Yotama. Like, I was so excited for Yotama to finally take an L or whatever. Like that's when like my hype for him like went up the most. And ever
Kaz
since
thought
then,
he was gonna like fucking duel Yotanwa and do really good or something.
I knew Yotama wasn't taking an L because this was the first time we were actually going to see her in a war. But I knew it was going to be rough. Like, I knew it was going to be a very hard fought battle.
Yeah,
But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, they were, like, what was it? They had 60,000 versus, like, what? 100, like, 190,000?
yeah, including Quarrel.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And
that's
no
For all
insane.
intents and purposes, they should have got baby shake.
He has a lot of potential. Like, if since Yotomo got all the mountain tribes, he might get this gyou or something to bolster. So, because they are gonna face again. So, I wonder like how the dynamics gonna be different in terms of their armies.
I mean, do you really think that the Zongnu would work for Zhao?
I don't know. That's That's
Raboku in
likely, but
particular?
he could have, Raboku, given who he is, he could do some stuff where he gives them an ultimatum, and if they get wiped out or they join him, it's kind of like what Yotama does.
But that's the thing, though. He already wiped them out. Like
Yeah,
you're saying,
but more than
whatever Zongnu that's left, like I don't think they want to fight the Raboku.
But there must be a
If
lot left.
nothing else,
Yeah.
if nothing else, they'll probably be happy to join Yotanwa and Quinn after they kill Raboku or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't fuck with that shit.
Also, he's smart enough to see Kanki's apparent weakness, which I don't believe, but he could see it like as well as Keisha and Raboku.
I would love to see
same with
that.
Bananji.
Yeah, which is a good feat for Bananji as well.
Yep.
I would love to see SSJ versus Kanki. That would be a good.
No.
That would be interesting because they both seem to have a similar style.
Yeah, but Kanki's like, you know what I'm saying, like personal tactics I don't think it would really get to SSJ. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you fuck Boku, this nigga has no emotion. So I don't think like the little like especially after seeing what happened to Kesha, I don't think like the little ploys that Kanki, the psychological shit Kanki, it wouldn't work on him. I don't think so. So Kanki would have to try to something different. That would be like amazing.
I think he can switch his tactics against like anyone he plays against, not necessarily always like gonna torture them psychologically or whatever, But,
I mean, I agree, but let's move on. So who wants to go?
At number 5, I had Bananji, to be honest.
Bananji.
I liked him because when he first went up against Akko and Ohon on the first day, it was pretty dope to see him. Cho'Garu hyped him up, saying like he's equivalent to Kaishiba or whatever. Oh wait, his equivalent to Brempe's arm or something like that it was. I can't remember too much.
No, that's what Bananji said about Cho'Garu, that he's like comparable to like a fucking Great Heaven's like right hand or whatever. But Cho'Garu said that Bananji has the arm strength of either Kaishiba or Rempa.
Yeah, that's the one. That was pretty hype, and like when he went Ohon, he was doing well against Ohon, and his little like argument with Ohon was pretty dope to see. But when him and Akko attacked each other the first day, that was pretty hype, and like everyone was going wild in the Discord as well.
Man, I wanted Eiko versus Bananji to go down. It didn't. Like it kind of did, but not for long. I hope they get a fucking rematch.
For real,
it's
only right.
No interference. No
interference. That's a dope rivalry.
20K versus 20K. Let them go at it.
And they know each other's like capabilities now, so it would be like a good fight.
Just the way he set out was raw.
Just straight, and he did a smart tactic as well on the first day where he got his like other army to come back him when Ohon and Akko were trying to trap him. Which Akko was dumb brute at first, but I changed my mind. But the flank was the best scene. Like I enjoyed of him against Olsen.
I really like how he's like that Rempa, Oki, Dukyo like type, where he just really enjoys warfare, and you always see him like smiling about some shit. Like if he's in danger, he's like, "Yeah, let's fucking get it." Like about time.
He's never angry in it, like, for some reason.
And he has
my only problem with Bananji is the fact that he has to he has to work up to it. I need him to be able to switch it on and off. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
I feel like everyone has to work up to that though. Like even Oki, he had to think about Kyo's death to like really like fucking go all in versus Hoken.
I get that, but it's like he was fighting Bananji, quote unquote, still didn't use his demon. I mean, he was fighting Bananji. He was fighting Akko, and quote unquote, still hadn't used his demon mode by the time Raboku, you know what I'm saying, came to help him. Like out that, like you know what I'm saying. It was kind of like what Kanye was saying, like affects his battle, like. That's the only thing I don't like.
I feel like it's reasonable, but I could see why you'd say that. Because it did feel kind of arbitrary, because then he pulled it out when it was about to be over, and it kind of didn't seem like there was much of a difference. But yeah, I agree with what Kaz was saying. I mean, I've gone over about this before. I really like how, unlike most people, he doesn't have national pride, because he sees that Zhao, they're content to just stalemate the Xiongnu region. They're like, okay, even if like a lot of people are going to suffer, we have other shit to deal with the warring state, so we're just gonna let the people suffer over there. We're gonna send like some generals there, and to just stalemate, and we're good. And I could see why Bananji would be like, you fucking pieces of shit. Like you're just fine with people suffering. You don't want to like send more people there. So he doesn't have national pride, and he's still willing to fucking go out and fight for Zhao because he has like that real Fui, Kanki like ideology where he's like just unifying. It's just too much blood spilt. And he can't fuck with that. And he said something like he thinks Sei's trying to unify because he's like he's greedy pretty much, like he wants the glory of being like that king that unified, and he fucking got fucking enraged because of that. He's gonna show him the Iron Hammer, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that was weak.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, the fucking
It
Iron
was
Hammer
weak.
thing.
Yeah, like wait, like we boxing now? Like what is?
I mean, he
That
killed
was-
Xiongnu leaders with his fucking fist, so the guy's legit.
You guys
Hey,
talking about
we-
Korea? I came back.
We're talking about Bananji,
Yeah.
Banana GG. Nah.
Everyone said they're fifth.
Banana God. Yeah, I think
No,
so.
you know, PTR left for fifth.
Wait,
Yeah,
what's your
I said
fifth,
my-
Draco?
Akko.
There you go.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just like. I resonated with the other people more. Plus, we like saw more of them during the arc than we did him. But even though top 5 was really close, not like he's still like
Yeah.
an amazing character. I like you guys. I'll just start talking about him then. I like how he just like came in and like as soon as like my first interactions with him was like I didn't have any opinion of him at first ever to be, but when like he had that moment with Osin where he was like,
Yeah.
yo, do you have any like, would that be a problem? And he was like super confident. He was like, take your time, Lord. I instantly knew this dude is a freaking beast, man. And then
Take all the
see
time
me-
you need.
You take all the time you need. Don't worry about it. You got this. Round number 2 to 1. Like he seems like a freaking. He also seems like one of those people that doesn't talk much, but like when he talks, he has something to say, and like he has like a commanding like presence to him as well. Same with Gyoen. And then I further liked him as well when he had the interaction with Ohan, where he didn't treat him like anything different. Like even though he knows that he's the young lord and he's Osin's son, at this time like we gotta throw that shit out the window and like just like focus on the best thing it takes to win this battle. And then when Ohan threw that fit saying, "Hey, are you doing this because of this or that?" He was like, "That's like not important. We're doing it because that's the best thing we have to win this battle and shit." Even though like he does think that initially, but he can't like help his heart when like he saw Ohan like, in danger. Like his first thought was like of going to go protect him because that's how loyal he is to Osin. That's how he cares about Ohan. I was like just like the entire bond between him and Ohan made me like him more.
Hey,
And also-
fucking Aiko became his
Yeah.
uncle by the end of the arc.
I was just
basically.
like, damn. You
Like
literally
I just
took
read
the
this
words
part
out
right
of my
now,
mouth.
like earlier today, when he was like, he had the moment where he was like, Ohan came to freaking protect him. He was like, wow, you risked your life to come here. You have my thanks. I feel like that feeling became mutual on like the entire vibe between them. The first day they started talking about the plan to like
yeah.
whatever day it was when they were reconvening about the 3 versus 1 plan. The entire vibe has changed and they just gained mutual respect for each other.
What
Yeah.
else is
Plus,
dope
he's
as fuck?
he has Osin tactics like in one
Yeah.
of the best tactics we've seen yet in terms of that defense, and then as well as him being a martial might freaking beast that like even though he's like a calm and collected person, he does show the emotions sometimes, saying, "Yo, I'm tired of seeing that Bananji's face. I want to go meet him out, fight him."
Tired of his
And-
fucking ugly ass face, bro. I'm gonna fucking
I'm
cut it
tired
off.
of this nigga, bro.
Man.
Like all these guys are like similar in like the characters they're like the character types they're like trying to portray, and like they all have their unique spins with it, like Bananji, Akko, Gyoen, and them. These tough brutes that have like their own unique way of portraying the same character.
I
in a
think
sense.
the best way to describe Aiko is like he's Mobu, because the first thing we learned about him from Kanjo was that he's a warrior. He doesn't like resorting to like tactics. He wants to just have like a straight up manly battle, and all his men are just like him, so he trained them
Yeah.
like that. He's
Yeah,
basically
I
like Mobu, but if his pride wasn't like the most important thing to him, because his loyalty to Osin is the most important thing to him, and that's the biggest
Right.
distinction. He's like a more disciplined Mobu, and I think it would have been more impactful if we learned about his relationship with Osin, which I think we'll get later. Why exactly he's so loyal to him? How deep does the loyalty go? I think
wish
like
we've seen like even
Go
though we've
ahead.
seen like enough like of them. I wish we seen like more scenarios. Like let's say he was up to like help Osten in the center or something, and like just in that moment of helping him, he talks about how important it is in his relationship and shit like that.
Yeah, like his reaction. If
Yeah,
also
I
when
feel like
someone's giving-
Hara purposely kept us out of what Osen's vassals think about him and his like ideals, because
Sure.
when Osen when he talked about him wanting to create another state, and I know Twale doesn't think it's like trying to become his own king shit, but let's say for the sake of the argument it is. I don't think we got a reaction from Dinrimi or Solo. So for now, Hara is like trying to keep that out of it. He wants to like save it as a reveal what exactly Osen's relationship is with his vassals.
Their reaction kind of like the face Hara showed when he did say that kind of looked like they already knew that this is the type of shit he on, to be honest.
Like I'm telling
go
you,
back
It
to
seems like they had to
What-
have known though, right?
I'm asking
must
you,
have tried.
what happens when you unify all seven kingdoms? What
Yeah,
happens?
let's not get into this, Twale. We already fucking
No.
argued this so many times.
Yeah, but where
Just
did you guys
saying.
have like Akko? Like since we talked about Akko,
Oh,
you
I
guys
had
have
him
him
number
in your
one,
top
bro.
five, right?
I had
number
Akko at
one.
number one.
I had him at number one too. Shit.
I had him number one because
Number
you see,
one.
one other thing I fuck with, you just like compared him to Mobu, right? I love the fact that his cavalry charges are so successful because they are willing to trample over one another. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good point, yeah.
I fuck with that so hard. Like his men are like him in that sense. They're willing to
Yeah.
do anything. They have that straightforward approach. They're going straight on ahead, no tactics, and that gives them a psychological advantage over their enemies because they're coming forward at.
The 2v1.
And
The
they're like,
2v1 is what sealed it for me.
Yeah,
It
bro.
was like, oh nah. It was like, wait, hold up, Banaji and you. Back.
why does like
Back
I
up.
don't know,
Bro, 'cause
that
those
moment
two
is
niggas,
dope, but
those-
like Akko,
those two
'Cause-
niggas are both like they should both be a
Right.
tough
And
fight for
and
him.
I seen
yeah,
it,
for
like,
sure,
oh
Yeah.
man.
and they still
I-
are, but like
You know what's the
I
craziest part of that
remember-
1v2? It's when he saw Gyoun and no sweat marks were there. He just gave him this look like, this little ass nigga, bro. He really thinks I'm gonna be scared of this?
no chance, bro. He didn't have a
Yo.
moment to sweat. That's how
That
close they
nigga
were,
is
bro.
neck.
You know what I actually kind of like as
Oh,
well
man.
with the
He
whole
was dope.
like with
Yeah,
the
that one
whole
was sick.
not giving a fuck straightforward approach. It's the fact that Akko was tactical and they contrast in that sense, right? Akko was mad tactical and he died right off the bat.
Mako, you mean?
No, Mako, yeah, that's what I mean. Mako was mad tactical and he died right off the bat. And Akko, who was like straightforward and willing to like not give a fuck about tactics, he lost it to the end. Not to the end, but you know what I mean.
He
He
did take
survived.
an L. He just didn't die. He
Yeah.
out the war.
But he lasted it way longer than Mako.
Yeah,
That's only because Roboku didn't
All
get
I'm
him on the
saying,
first stage.
man,
Like,
if he would have got that Kyokai treatment, he would have been back.
Yeah, he would have been.
I have him
Yeah.
5 and everyone else has him 1, bro.
I had him at
Yeah,
2, to be
fuck it
honest.
up, man.
I had him number
Draco
one,
kind of
bro.
touched on this a
Anyway.
bit. He has like this special relationship with Osen where, because I feel like Osen, he wants Ohan to think that he hates him so that Ohan gets stronger. And I kind of feel like he let Eiko in on this because Eiko's like, okay, he doesn't want you to not lose many men because he wants to protect you or anything. He just doesn't think you're worth that much. And like Kanjo, he was thinking about it. He's like, okay, Eiko, he wants Ohan to think that. And the reason for that is, and it was like cut off. So,
Yeah, I see what you mean. That was like he did kind of give him the cold, not even like the cold shoulder, but like it could appear to be the cold shoulder at the beginning, showing him, hey, like it's not like a place for like you to be feel some type of way. It's like a war and shit. But then he like as soon
yeah,
as
because
he
Ohan
proved
tried to
himself-
step to him. He tried to step on Big Man. And
that
he,
was actually
he told him to shut the
I
fuck
was
up.
so happy when he hit him with that shit. Like I'm tired of like Ohan, like
Because he walked up to him so respectful. He was like being
Yeah.
so fucking adequate. Like, he had his
Young
manners on
Lord.
he
point.
treated
and
him with
then-
nothing but respect too, and then he hit
Right.
him with that fucking bitch ass like delete it all, like make it
bro,
again.
he thinks
He
Osen's
said,
so
do it
fast,
over.
right?
Like, what?
I swear,
Who are
he
you?
could do it to Toba, you know. This is what it is.
Yeah, and then like Draco
Another
also said
thing-
like after Ohan pulled that shit on the second day, then Eiko was treating him like respect. He was treating him like an equal in a sense. He brought him to the strategy meetings after that. And
Yeah.
you know, Ohan really appreciated that because Osen, he never fucking gave him any
He
type
never
of
would've.
respect. And then
That's
like
what-
like
that
Draco
makes
said, like
me
when they were
think-
at the strategy meeting, like when Eiko gave an order, Ohan like did the Japanese thing where they put the hand on the fist and like they bow down to show respect. And I was
Yeah.
like fucking like, damn, like Ohan has that much respect. That's crazy. And then we even
Yeah,
saw when
bro.
he's like, okay, even if you die, like I'm not gonna let them like fucking fuck with your body. I'm not gonna let them cut your head off and like just make fun of you.
That's the Ohon
I don't
and
think they would
Akko
have done that.
dynamic.
You think they would have done that?
Yeah,
Another reason why I had Akko at my number one, was because it deadass took Raboku to like. It took Raboku's assistance to fucking defeat him. Because he deadass stonewalled 3 armies, no problem.
1v4, bro. That's crazy.
No, it was 1v3. It was 1v. It was
well,
Todoroki,
with Raboku, that's 1v4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Really, nigga? Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
That's
I
like
mean, if it was
whatever,
only a
bro.
1v4, it was like over when the 4th one came in. But like, yeah, he did do 1v3. He did stall a 1v3.
And if it wasn't for
1v4.
Raboku's, like, oh, this is how it works, you know what I'm saying? Some bullshit. Like, if it wasn't for that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there would have been no problems. So
Let's not even talk about how when this dude Akko pulled up on Ohan, the first like time to like in the right, that moment was sick too. It's like he just completely towered over him. That was
Bro,
like
every time he makes his
Batman.
entrance, he makes like an awesome like Batman type entrance. Like he comes
Yeah,
out of
like
nowhere
Batman.
and he's just like fucking standing tall, and you're like, oh shit, he's here.
yeah,
The
like
way
when
he
he
looked
pulled
at
up
Ohan
on
too
10
was
at
like just like
Ritsuki.
looking down on him, like he just superior to him. Like I guess we were looking at it from Ohan's eyes and shit, but that was still sick.
And one more thing before we move on, like Draco mentioned on the second day where he's like, shit, I need to go save him. Like that's his first instinct, and then he's like, I can't because we would lose the war. And like, I put so much value on Ohan because he's Osun's son, but I have to put my duty before it all.
Yeah,
And
it was a good.
Yeah,
struggle.
during the
He had
joints
an-
moment, he could have ran away, but he's like, if I run away, then they'll go fucking pincer Ohan, and then Ohan's gonna die. So he stood his ground against 2 fucking beasts, so Ohan could be safe. And then even when he overpowered both of them, he had like a small opportunity to run away, and he was too prideful for that. He's like, I'm gonna fucking destroy both of them.
It's my nigga.
That was crazy.
Wait, who was he fighting?
Damn.
Then? Who was he up against then on the second day?
He was up against Bananji.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he's
I can't
like,
believe you had
do
that
not
number
be so
5, bro.
conceited, young. He even hit him with the young lord. Like he's talking shit to him and showing respect. He's like, do not be so conceited, young lord. No one's giving you any special treatment.
Facts.
That's like a good thing and a bad thing. It was like, yo, I'm not gonna give you special treatment, and at the same time, like in both ways. So like it was like a diss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing Draco has a number 5 because, like Yoan, he's kind of overly stoic, and then his relationship with his master isn't as fleshed out as like Bananji or Chigaru or Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like those guys, I don't know. You know how sometimes you're just like attracted to people, characters more than others, and like these guys are clearly my top 5, but those like I just resonated with more. Especially
I feel that.
CGR, bro. That guy's a freaking beast.
My boy. But yeah, let's move on.
Akko was just mad entertaining for me, but yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. Bananji's like the
All
most entertaining to me out of all of them. Him and Figo King.
We on number 4 now?
Number 4. I'll go first. My boy, the Figo. Honestly, like 4 through 1, it's so tough because I feel like they can all be interchangeable. But my boy Figo, I really fuck with him. Like I said when I was talking about his speech, he's super honorable. Like he sees that the mountain people, they don't have much land. They kind of like face hardships. He wants them to gain more land to live better lives. So he's really respectable in that sense. But at the same time, it's funny because he's a complete piece of shit. Like, he wants to rape Yotamwa, and he's, like, fucking triggered that he's like, damn it, she's just too strong. I can't rape her. And
he understands that he can get her nithers by proving himself.
yeah, like, he's, like, so quirky. Like, he's hilarious. And he has, like, an interesting moral compass where it's, like, he has good sides and, like, fucking despicable sides, and it just comes out, and it blends in perfectly with his quirkiness. It's just hilarious.
I love his personality, man. When he walked up to Torque and took the stab, weak. Oh, that was dope, man. That was so dope. Like,
That was fucking amazing.
yo, bare chested and all of that. Like, yo, you weak as hell, bruh. Your men were stronger than you. Like, damn. Yo, Figo King is dope. And I like his bird, even though we don't know much about it. I just like the fact that he always has a fucking bird on his.
What was that line? He's like, revel in the foolish actions of mankind. Like, he knows this is all foolish, but he still revels in it himself. Like, he's like, this is fucking stupid, but
Yo,
I'm gonna
right?
go out and kill motherfuckers because I want to get some pussy. Like, it's fucking retarded,
Word,
but
like-
I'm all for it.
Was it
Nah,
after the
he's
first day? When he pulled up on your Yotanwa and he was like, yo, you look so beautiful, bathed in the blood and the moon. I was like, yo, this nigga's crazy.
Nah, you know what? Fuck
He's
the way he
sadistic, bro.
killed Rozo's brother. The way he killed him was just raw. Because he just pierced him with the glaive. He didn't slice him. He pierced him with the glaive. And
He didn't
just
have to
said,
take that
"Oh."
slash either. He just did it to be like, you can't do anything. Like, you're fucking
Yeah.
nothing.
He didn't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, he let him talk and he like acted like he was all calm and shit. And as soon as he tries to like attack him, just like
Man,
stabbed
the
him.
speech,
Trash.
the speech that he had walking up to Torque, like, yo, when we fought Yotawa, man, my balls shriveled up so far inside me. But with
Stop.
you was a bitch. Like, that shit was like, he's like, yo, right? I couldn't feel them, right? He was like, man, was like, man, I don't know, I can't attest to size, nigga. Like, that shit was so funny.
Hey man, he deserved
Oh,
Robo though,
man.
but we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
Ah,
His speech
yeah,
at the
we're not
end
gonna-
really cemented his greatness to me because it's really respectable how much he respects Yotano being able to fucking go out and try to actually conquer land, unlike Rozo. Like Rozo, he thinks of himself as a king, as like the true king of the mountain people, because the Xiongnu, the Quanrong, they used to be like those
The
niggas
top,
back in
yeah.
the day. But he's like,
Right.
okay, you're a fucking
keep
mutt
doing
because you just terrorize your people. Like, you're not a true king. You want to live through fear so you can cement your glory by making your army stronger. But even through all this, you're not really willing to get true glory. You're just like content to stay in your city and just do nothing with it because you're a fucking coward at the end of the day. And that pretty much makes him like nothing compared to Yotanwa. And then it shows why he respects the kin people so much too, which I thought was
Yeah.
really awesome. And then he had like this sick line where it's like, the blows of a king, like, I spit on them because the blows of someone willing to face the world are far heavier. It's like some fucking Roger energy, you know, he's willing to turn the
He
world
hit him with
upside
the
down.
poetic shit. What the fuck? But yeah, I liked him for the same, like what you were saying as well. Like you touching on what you said, like he seems like his number one thing attribute, like be respectable with someone, is like ambition. He doesn't like people staying still. Unlike what you were saying, is the resting on their laurels and history. He wants them to like make their own history and like conquer their own land. And just
Like,
do
if
their
you're all
own
about
goals.
glory, then go out and seek it. Like, you're a fucking contradiction.
Yeah,
Right.
I just like the fact that he's like, I don't know, he's just so charismatic, and like the way he's always, people like him and like Rempa and Kanki, it's like that, like they just smile you in the face of like this bloodshed and shit. Shit like that is like dope to me. Like when they're like, you're supposed to be scared and stuff, like, but they relish it. They want to be part of it, and like you said, get his
Yeah.
glory through it and stuff. I'm
Shoot,
like,
even when the my fault to cut you off.
no,
Okay.
go ahead, it's fine.
No, I
No,
was
you
about
go
to say,
ahead.
even when like Rozo had the glaive at his neck, he was still
He was
had the
laughing,
big ass,
bro.
yeah, he still had the big ass grin on his face, like, yeah, get him, Planeslander, and then that shit happened. But
He was like,
that-
he was so pissed that it was like,
like,
oh man, I have no choice but to give it to you. So at least it's
Right.
like kill this nigga. That's like, well, you know, an inside joke, and the other guy does it, and like you get his head cut off.
that shit was
Fuck that
hilarious.
moment.
One of my like like the torque moment, as well as the speech he made, and as well as when he coming down, like when he was coming down the mountain to attack Rosewood that was attacking Itama, he was like, oh, is that the king's head? Like he was like, his eyes lit up when he saw that, and he was like, this is an opportunity for me to get the king's head and the Itama's nithers. I was like, you always gotta put that up there, you know, one of his priorities.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know what he cares about more. Fucking expanding the land for his people or getting that fucking pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, both they coincide, my nigga.
Yeah, they do.
Taking
Okay,
land,
what's going on?
earning it.
You guys had Fico King?
I'm not really
You guys have
interested.
him?
Like,
If
as
anyone
you
had him in the list.
those are good points.
Did
I had him
anybody
at
else-
But yeah,
4. Where did y'all have him?
I had him at 3.
Hmm.
I had him at 2.
My number 4 is a Kakin.
Damn.
That's someone I didn't have.
Number
Yeah,
two
he's
for
good though.
me.
Like I'm saying, he's also still a cool new character.
Oh,
I
didn't
don't
he
know,
was
man.
I didn't
Why
know
do
you
you
were
have
talking
him
about the
at
Figo King.
What'd you
Why
say?
do I have a Kakin at number 4?
Yeah, why do you have a Karkin at number 4?
Oh, because he's a dope character, bro. Literally from his introduction, all he has done is get work and get shit done. Literally. You know what I'm saying? From the opening of Uhon's, like when Uhon did the whole shit against Chogaryu and then he swung around and hit Banaji. He was an unknown character at that time, but what did he do? He rode out before getting the order from Akko. Yo, we about to fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Started helping Uhon. And then when he saw Chogaryu shit, like wait, while Uhon was like pondering what to do, yo, young lord, I got you. I'ma handle it. Yo.
Bro,
From
he
the
done
moment,
a lot of work.
that's what I'm saying. From the moment he was introduced, my man has been putting in work. You know what I'm saying?
He
He saved Akko first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's not forget, my man had the throwing darts, fucking hit Gyoun in the arm, dodged that, fucking was fucking ghost riding the fucking horse. You know what I'm saying? Saved Akko. Yo, nah, Kakin's that man.
Didn't he like
Kakin's that
save
dude.
Ohon right from the jump? He read Chogaryu's tactics.
Right,
From the
that's what I'm
jump?
saying.
Yeah.
From the jump, like I said, as soon as Uhon started his pincer, he started helping. As soon as he seen Chogaryu's people come, while Uhon was thinking about what to do, he was already out there making moves. You know what I'm saying? And then I can't remember who said it, but they was like, he's only 1,000-man commander because of like his personality and shit like that. So it's like, man, so it's like, you know, he has the skill to be much more. You know what I'm saying? But like,
much more, bro.
for whatever reason, he's 1,000-man commander, and it's like, yo, when he was like, yo, what did he say when he was helping? He was like, oh, young lord, just repay me back. You know what I'm saying? Or pay my kids back. Like, yeah, I love this dude. This dude is dope.
In terms of feats, bro, he was one of the most impressive people in this entire arc.
Right. Because even after after they killed Chogaryu and they started to pincer Banaji and them, not only was he keeping Banaji at bay, you know what I'm saying, during that whole skirmish during the day. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like running in and out, tagging them, you know what I'm saying, keeping them from like totally destroying the Akko army. But then once they got the Haishin help, he kept Banaji from helping the rest of his army, which allowed them to get wiped out. So it's like, yo, Akakin's that dude.
He was pretty much mirroring what Moten would have done if he was in a situation.
No, but you know what amplifies it all? Not one single moment in all of these like amazing accomplishments and achievements he got in this war. In not a single one of the moments did he look like he was stressing or worried. He just had that smile on his face. He was doing that shit casually. That's what amplifies
that just grins through the whole shit. Like,
yo, Akakin is
dope.
He literally walked that freaking Bananji and Gyoen and just like hit him with some shrapnel and walked away. Like, no fault.
Bro.
You know what else? He also hit Danza with the Rokuomi joke. And he's making bets in the middle of war. Like, son,
dog.
I got 10 gold.
He's my number 2. I fuck with him fucking hard.
I don't have him on my list, but he's an honorable mention for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty sick every time he came on screen. And it was pretty much like carrying the Akko army after Akko died.
Just like,
he
was bad moments.
He was. He definitely was. Because if you think about it, he was telling Danza what to do at every step. So that right there shows you that he can lead an entire army. You know what I'm saying? Because at every move, when Shin and them awaken, yo, Danza, let's go. We need to capitalize on this. This shit is good. Let's go. Like, he knew everything about, like, not everything, but like I said, at every moment he was given panel time, he was turning up and he was getting shit done. Whether he was just advising Danza, whether he was out there getting busy by himself, whether he was saving Akko, whether he was saving Uhon, whether he was fucking destroying the Bananji army with Kario 10, whether he was helping the Haishin unit break through the Kenmo army because they didn't have enough men at the time. Like, every time he got panel time, my man gave it up.
I feel like he could be Akko's son as well. Like, I feel like he could be related to him. And he could join Orhon, and then they could mirror. He could be Orhon's right hand.
I think
he's quite old himself, though, so I think like maybe cousin.
Maybe okay, but like a young, maybe like someone young in the eyes of Akko, someone Akko kind of raised at a certain point. That's the kind of vibe I was getting.
I get that vibe,
that's just
he's like he's like an upstart person that's in his crew.
That would be
very helpful.
He would be like a problem child, right? Similar to how Orhon is Orsen's problem child, and then he'll end up being Orhon's right hand. I can see that
just a hater.
Because when he went to save Eiko, like, of course that was the best move for the battlefield, but I also feel like that was personal.
Exactly. It felt a little personal, dog. It did. And the way they call him a number one racing potential.
On him when no one
honestly, did we ever see him and Akko interact?
I don't think so.
That's something I want to see. Just him like talking to this kid, just because Kakin's that dude.
Yeah, they could be related, bro. I got that vibe for sure. And then
just
the
like
name,
said,
obviously,
him joining Uhon, like I think he'll be Uhon's new lieutenant. Like Moten got this new chick from Mogu's.
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, I think it's very possible, dog. I kind of got that impression from the jump, but we'll see. Hopefully.
Should be good. Should be a good addition.
Yeah.
Akakin he was so valuable to the W. Like, without him, it wouldn't have gone that smoothly at all. He was incredibly valuable. Hopefully, like, he gets some respect for this, because obviously his personality is an issue, but he's still taking.
What's wrong with his personality?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Nothing.
I feel like that was just Kara's way of hyping this guy up and having him
Yeah.
be a 1,000-man commander.
I think it's mainly that he just cracks jokes and doesn't really respect his superiors in terms of rank.
Yeah, I
His Orcs and army is too
Well,
serious.
listen,
I'm upset on.
If I was just about to say that them niggas is too stiff, bruh.
For real.
Because like even the other dude said it like, yo, he's a 1,000-man commander, but like when like shit gets thick and when shit is like really going down, I love having him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
they respect him, but it's like, bruh,
Like
he
you see how
needs to branch out. He needs to move on.
you
Because
see how
I know for a fact Uhon respects his skill enough to give him like 5,000 men. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, bro. Like this nigga, come on, bro. He was drifting on the horse, dog.
that's what I'm saying. Ghost Ride the whip, man. Out.
I was thinking,
Hey.
you see how when Soul was talking to when the Shin and Owen awakened, and Soul was saying, "Do you rate Owen higher than Shin, or the other way around?" I mean, and Deremy got serious. I'm guessing Ake must have just busting jokes for Osen, and then Ake got pissed or some shit like that. Possibly.
It's definitely
He could have
possible.
done something. What'd you say?
I said that's definitely possible.
Yeah. Cause I see that Osen don't talk to no one, fam, about anything other than war. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mm.
Need more Olsen backstory. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's when he's
I
dying.
feel like since we've already gone over most of the gyou, I feel like I'm just gonna mention Chogaryu because he should be the last one in the list, unless Fiji has like the Tan brothers or something.
Yeah, I got Jin in
You
the
guys talk
list.
about Bananji?
Raw.
Yeah, we did.
I got Jin in the
Damn,
list.
bro.
That's my number 4, though.
Bananji is
Jin
like
is
my
number 4.
second, dude. Fiku,
Jin is just.
I was lying. Fiku would my first, Bananji second, Gyou and Chogaryu, then fucking.
Yeah,
I
we'll
got-
talk
I
about
got-
our top 5s in order after Fiji goes, and after I talk about Chogaryu.
So Jin, honestly, there's not that much to say. I just love the fact that we actually got to see, because we haven't really got to see someone's first time in war and actually struggle killing. Because with Shin from the jump, he was killing niggas. You know what I'm saying? He was an angry child. So
I
from the
think
jump,
we
he
might
was
have seen
killing.
that with Bihei. I don't know if it's like he
If-
didn't
if
want to
so-
kill them, but like he wanted to, he just sucked at it, and he was also like kind of hesitating because it was like his first
Yeah.
kill.
I guess okay. That's I probably just don't remember that. But with this guy, he got the skill to do it. He got the skill to be, to catch bodies, and he was struggling, which I liked a lot. With his brother, it was kind of annoying, but I guess the payoff was good because it was built up for a really long time. But with Jin, I don't know, man. I fucked with how he was about it from the
Yeah.
jump. And
Yeah.
it's also the fact that I get this vibe that he's gonna be one of Shin's future pillars, like similar to Rempa's bow, one of the top 10 bows of China. I'm excited to see the progression because I can see a lot of progression
For
coming.
sure. His talk with
Even
10
though
was
Tan
pretty
got the
cool.
bigger achievement, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Didn't deserve it, but whatever.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how many people. Like they say, a general's worth 1,000 bodies, right, or 10,000 bodies, or whatever. Because he was clapping commanders on the wall too.
Yeah,
Jen
yeah.
had notable, like they just
Yeah.
weren't like big names, but he
He was
had
as valuable as Kimmo, though.
a high
even-
body count.
Yeah, but Kinmo, dog. Yeah,
Pillar
Yeah,
Zhao, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they got 800 people. Yo, that's so dope. They got 800.
yeah, man.
Ah, man.
But yeah, I like this
They
talk with
kept
10,
fucking
how he felt ashamed because he thought they would be like, okay, you're not a fucking cold-blooded killer, you're worthless or
Mhm.
something along those lines, and she told him that that's the Haishin unit's true strength, and he realized like that's a big part of getting stronger, and he's like, I need to be there for my brother. That was cool.
Yeah. And the fact that he wanted to apply for the Hessian unit because they had a very good moral
Compass.
moral compass, moral ground, sort of like that. That's what I fucked with. And the fact that they never made it through the strength and endurance, and then they actually got through because of their archery. I just fucked with the whole build up and how they actually played a good role in the arc.
And the way he tried to flex
Yeah.
too in his introduction, like he's like, "Well, I'll hit it from 10 times the distance, no problem." And then like he shot it while people were there too, like in between the people walking.
Yeah.
And then he was like acting like it was nothing, and they're like, "Are you serious, bro?"
He's like, yeah, I would have killed somebody.
I don't
if
even
hit
think
them.
he was really flexing. It was just like being honest about it. I just
Yeah.
I don't think he's that fucking like unaware.
Maybe.
He could be, dog. He could be for real. Because he's he just be
Nah,
living
he-
in the country, right?
Nah, but he knows enough not to like call people San and Sama and not to like call people
Yeah.
cute in front of them. So he knows enough. So yeah, he was definitely
He was flexing, yeah.
he was
Yeah, now
flexing
you
like,
feel
yo,
that.
like No, because he's like that. Oh, I could do it 10 times. Bing. All right, let me show you what I could do. Yo, Ton. All right, I got you. Nigga, set up the paces. 500. All right, let's go. Like that was so sweet. Like how they both was firing in unison and kept hitting it. That's
Bro, they landed 8 out of 10. That's like 10 bows of China level, right? They
Yeah.
landed 8 out of 10.
They landed 10 out of 10.
Did they?
8 of them were They landed 10 out of 10. 8 of them were bullseyes.
Yeah, I think
eight
Fiji
out
was
of-
talking about the bullseyes.
Okay,
But I'm saying
yeah.
from fucking 500 paces, the fact that you hit every shot that you took,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's the achievement. You actually hit the target, but
Mm-mm.
they didn't have no more room on the bullseye to keep hitting that shit.
Yeah,
For real, for real.
facts. Yeah, exactly. Now he caught bodies, man. He caught a few commanders and shit. I just would have liked for him to get a general or for him to get Kinmo. But I guess that was that. It still felt good because it was a payoff after a long time for Tan. So it came through. He came through with that.
The
I
way he
hope they
fucking
both
stood
get,
up
like,
to that
little
horse
bows.
though, like that shit was fucking dope.
Yeah, nah. He's a G for that.
Yeah.
He's a G for that. I think we've said everybody I have. So I had Akko number 1, Akakin number 2, Danto the Figo King 3rd, and then Jin and then SSJ.
I
The
had
only person on my list you mentioned was CGR.
Yeah, we're about to talk about him after we talk about our lists.
okay, so my number 5 was gyou. My number 4 was Akakin. Number 3 was the Figo King. Number 2 was SSJ, and number 1 was Akko.
Alright, my number 5 was gyou, 4 Figo, 3 Chogaryu, 2 Bananji, and then 1 Eiko.
Yeah. Mine was 1 Figo, 2 Bananji, 3 Gyoen, 4 CGR, and 5 Akko. Dude, I didn't talk about Bananji, bro. I know what you guys said. I watched the video and see what you guys said. Bananji is so freaking raw, man.
For real.
The
My
Kaz?
was Bananji, 4 Chogaru, 3 SSJ, 2 Akko, and 1 Gyon.
I forgot you're an SSJ fan.
Of course.
He's a massive fan,
SSJ
bro.
is that
The biggest
dude,
one
man.
there is.
SSJ a G.
But yeah, let's talk about my boy Chogaryu. Chogaryu,
Honestly,
he has...
he had like one of the best moments of character in this arc, though.
Yeah,
For real.
he's like gyou for like a lot of his characterization revolving around Rin Shoujo and his morality and like unifying all that shit. The main difference, obviously, is that he doesn't have that Rinko type backstory where he was a slave, so we don't really... He doesn't have as much depth for his relationship with Rin Shoujo, but of course, there's a lot of depth there. But the thing that obviously separates him from gyou is that he's that type that's always seems like he's having a good time. He's that like snarky fucking just asshole in a sense because he's had funny ass moments like when Roku Omi's like, you better thank your ancestors, this river was here, whatever it was. And he's like, bro, only a fucking cretin like you would chalk this up to luck. Like, clearly it was my master that set this up.
Dude, he completely shout out him there.
That was one of the best moments in the arc, honestly. And like other moments where he was running away from the Haishin unit and he just looks back and gives him that smile.
God,
like he's
bro,
like, y'all ain't catching me, motherfuckers. Like, he's just a funny ass dude.
Honestly, he's so weak.
Like, and when he was talking about how like the CGR army is not gonna join until they're weaker, like he was smiling too, knowing to fuck them up once they get weaker. Little fucking bastard, man.
Nah, CGR is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Gakue, he was like calling him a nobody, and instead of getting triggered, he's just like showing him with respect. Like, he's a classy dude.
Nah, he finessed that dumbass. He finessed him. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a nobody. Cool. Go ahead, get your shit wiped out so we can use you as like test." Them niggas used him as like tester to see how strong Akko.
Yeah, he didn't like really respect him, but like he's not gonna start a fight with another Zhao general. Like he's gonna be about business.
Nah, because he knew, like I said, he knew this nigga was beneath him. He's like, yeah, you want to be first? Go ahead.
Facts. I resonate with that. If someone's beneath me, like I don't like respect them as much. Like, I won't be mad if they talk shit. Like, okay, you're trash, bro.
Cool, that's cool. That's no bullshit. That's like if you was walking down the street and a bum called you a bum. You was like, would you like sit there and argue with the bum? It's like, all right, cool, my nigga, go have fun. Like, the fuck, you a bum? Like,
it doesn't even need to be said. That CGR was levels ahead of this nigga. Anybody with eyes can see that.
Facts. He was not for nothing. Like they said it. Like he was running the left wing. Like he might not have been like officially named the supreme commander of the left wing or whatever, but he was definitely the one that they was like following in terms of strategy up until he died. So
yeah.
And all his tactics are fucking dope too.
I felt like the leader was like the leader figure was Gyon and him, but like CGR was like a
Nah,
guy.
you tripping.
Like I kind of felt that too, bro. But like
Because no one was an actual leader in terms of leadership. Because they were their own fucking units, but they were following Cho'Garu because he was the smartest.
yeah.
Like even
Gyon had
before
nothing to
Gyon
offer
got
for him
there,
to
Pretty
be
sure I
like
remember
leadership
moments
type.
where like it was like they looked to Gyon for something. I don't know exactly what it was, but I'll find
No.
Roboku said through Gyoen, the left wing will win through Gyoen, but that's the only thing like suggesting Gyoen's the number one there.
Yeah.
But
shit, he
top
sent.
one was go on.
No, I was saying because he sent Gyoun there because I guess he underestimated Uhon. I guess you know what I'm saying because they needed help because Uhon had did that shit to Banaji. That's why he sent Gyoun. But at that point, you know what I'm saying, Cho'Garu was already running shit because they was following his plan. That's what led to Uhon getting pincered in the first place.
Yeah,
And
I
from
enjoyed
then,
him.
yeah,
Sorry, go on.
Cho'Garu's. No, I was saying, and from then on, it was just like Roboku sent orders, but it was like, you know what I'm saying, like he was like, yeah, that's more or less what I had in mind.
Yeah, that was dope. And him like outsmarting Ohun on I think was the second day when Ohun did the whole Eyes of a General. That was pretty great as well. Like, he outsmarted Ohun twice, I think. The arc,
Yeah,
Oh
all
my
three of the major strategies he showed, or tactics, they were all like really fun to see and they were very high level.
like I like the part where he was like fucking completely low different 10. It should be expected, but it was still dope to see. Like they tried everything and everything they do wasn't like enough until Shin did this whole power surge against Shifting Sands. And I agree with John because he always mentions this. Like if he did that with his entire unit, it would be like probably even harder to do. Fuck with.
And when Ohun was doing well, when Ohun saw through and encountered his strategy, and he was just there like happy that Ohun did something and reminded him about RSJ. Not
Yeah, he
happy
just
to
had
say, but
complete
he was trying.
admiration.
Yeah,
And that's
it
why I
was
really
pretty
fucked
great.
with his last stand too, because he's not like the petty type. Even though he always runs away, like he was ready to face the music and like risk it all.
Yeah,
It was really respectable. Like anytime he was in
Yeah.
trouble, he ran away. Not because he needed to, because he's a powerful fighter. He's just that type. It's
Right.
like I'm not even gonna give you the chance, just because I find it funny, and I'm just gonna fuck with you. But this time he
Nah,
faced the
well,
music,
listen.
and he did pretty well for himself.
He impressed me so much with how he performed against Shin. And like you
Definitely
said,
did.
I agree with like his way of thinking is smart. Like, what's the point of taking battles you don't need to fight? You can like wait for another time to beat them your own way. And I respect that he is very like consistent with that. Besides that one point when it came to RSJ's vision, he had to like see it out.
It just goes with the whole like dynamic that he's the shield and Gyoun's the sword. You know what I'm saying? You would hardly ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there are like shield bashing techniques in fighting, but you hardly ever use them. You know what I'm saying? When you actually fight, so it's like it goes to that whole dynamic.
and remember when Gillen came like to the left wing for the first time, and then he's attacking Aqua, and we didn't even know how strong this guy was, but Cho'Garu's just a different beast when he got him inspired by Gillen. That was like so great to see.
Yeah.
Another sick moment that him and Gyon shared was when Gyon like walked up to him and told him this is what Rinshoujo was talking about.
I
And
was
he's
about
like,
to say, don't you remember? This is what our master prophesied. It's like,
yeah.
oh.
He was like, damn, I thought he was just like saying meaningless words just to
For real.
convince us to not kill ourselves. I thought there was no point to it. And then he was like fucking shaking and sweating. He's like, damn, it wasn't all meaningless. And then him and Gyon fucking just went crazy. They were like filled with so much
Oh, yeah.
passion. They're like, it wasn't all meaningless. There was a point to all this.
Exactly, as the part where he was like, to think that all these empty years, because obviously, like we were talking about earlier with like Gil, and like these people are ambitious people in nature, and they're like obviously don't want to be part of doing nothing for 12 years. But like if it all culminates to this moment, this is their shining moment. That, like we can't help but be filled with passion. He said, and like you can see his eyes like tearing up and shit. He actually opened his eyes wide and like he's like that small
Yeah, for
eyes.
that one panel.
Yeah, that was dope. And like he was swinging his glaive like fucking. The guy had the nerve to disrespect him and say, did Guillaume say something to you? It's like, nah, nigga. Like, what do you mean? 12 years of nothing for this moment. Of course, I'll be reacting this way.
But yeah,
I
fucking
like
dope
how
character.
they acknowledged the fact that they were doing nothing for 12 years and that, like, the way they didn't, like, they weren't okay with it, but they're just doing it for, like, Lord, because he told them to, like, stay away from the battlefield until a moment comes.
That speaks even more for Cho'Garu because Gyon, like he respects Rinshoujo so much that he believed what Rinshoujo was saying. So he's like, okay, there's gonna be a point to this. But Togarayu thought Rinchojo was just lying to them, and he was still willing to live because just Rinchojo wanted them to. So he's like, if he wants me to, then regardless, I'm gonna live for him.
Yeah, Gilman's weird though. That nigga be having like dreams of himself and prophecies like about shit that happens. So they're both crazy.
Telling you, bro.
Mm.
The son. I say son.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, are there any other characters we want to talk about? I feel like Shibisho deserves an honorable mention because the potential is definitely there. I like how it seems like he thinks the Zhao King is a piece of shit and Zhao isn't worth fighting for. So he fucking lied about being sick so he can just defend his city, and that's that. I feel like that's a really cool premise and has a lot of potential, but we have to see more, of course.
Right, and the fact that he stopped Ordo with 5,000 is
Yeah,
that's
bro.
lit. That's
lit
just
as
lit.
fuck.
Was it the 5K, 20K, or
Yeah, 5K versus 20K.
That's you know what I'm saying. That's lit.
He
But
has
I do
fucking
hope that
Ordo in
he
mind.
just didn't have an like I'm saying it was just wasn't enough to talk about to put him on the list. Same thing with what's the mountain tribe kid? Qatari.
Qatari, yeah, he died too
Yeah.
quick, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I liked his personality. I liked to like you know what I'm saying, like how he like his reservedness, like how he respected I'm saying he seemed like one of the few like mountain tribes people that wasn't like just trying to fuck your town with. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like even though
Yeah.
the
yeah, he
Eagle
was.
King said
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was one of the
like
only ones.
everybody it seemed like he like genuinely respected her because she was the best thing for his tribe. You know what I'm saying? And he did what was best for his tribe, and you know what I'm saying he had a cool dynamic with his sister and Heki and shit like that. So he's an honorable mention. The sister, she was just a regular, just hot-headed chick, but I liked her towards the when she killed Bunin.
I kind of like their character arc, to be honest. Especially
I
when
kinda
we
enjoyed it.
when we learned that she wanted to lead the Mayor tribe because that's what her brother told her to do, and she respected him so much that she was gonna follow Yotamo for him.
Yeah,
You know something about Akigan? He knew about like the whole transforming units and stuff. So he knows like a lot more than he seems like he does. Like I want to see him like possibly increase the number of men he has and lead them himself.
Yeah, I feel like Denrimi and Soa are also honorable mentions. Soa, he has like funny, quirky
So,
moments
for sure, Doremi
where he's
now.
like failure. I'm afraid I've never had anything to do with it all my life. I don't even know what that is. Like he's had funny moments, but like Eiko, we don't really know his exact relationship with Osen, but he's a funny guy.
No, I like how he's like nonchalant in the way he talks to Osen. Like
Yeah,
less so than Doremi, who's like,
he's like Shin,
so
but a little
relax.
more respectful.
Yeah, for sure. That made me seem like he has like a unique relationship with Osen that like
I like
Doremi
his
might
chick
share with.
too.
Yeah, and like how he like makes jokes about banging her. And then even when they were like having a strategy meeting in Gil, he like walked up to Kokuo like he's like, "Hey, one chick ain't enough. Like, what's up?"
I mean, yeah, what's up? Like,
and she was just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
and he's not
Yeah, you
bad.
gotta
The way
pull
he
up on
was
her, bro. Kill him, bro. You gotta relax. What you dealing with?
the way he
Okay,
was
cool.
weaving through Raboku's army, that wasn't bad either.
Yeah, it was like on some Gillen shit when he was weaving through Ohan's unit to get to his HQ.
Yeah.
who Denrimi?
So
So
Oh, so
when they
Denrimi
was
was that?
pursuing, didn't really. He has funny hand
He's
gestures, and
pretty dry to me, to be honest.
I like his tactics, like the snake formation thing. That was cool. Like
Yeah,
had that went up against any other army, that probably would have done a lot of damage.
yeah, that snake formation shit was raw.
But you know what I'm saying we just didn't get to see a lot of him because he was made to get stonewalled in this arc. So
Basically, yeah.
now that Mako's dead, he's probably gonna get bumped up to number 2. So we'll probably see him handle more shit by himself, and we'll get a better judge of his character.
But Soul was lit in the center. I enjoyed like every time he popped up, him and Shiri, more so than Denrimi, because I don't really like. There wasn't really much like Denrimi was doing like he was doing like strategies, but compared to Soul, just out here fighting, which was more interesting to watch,
it was
entertaining.
mostly off screen, so yeah.
For sure, like
Yeah.
I just like him more than Doremi just due to the personality differences between them. Like I like the Soul personality more, and I
Yeah, of
respect how
course.
he doesn't like fucking bootleg Osen like Doremi does. He has like his own like.
Hey, Bootleg Osen is pretty up there.
No,
I wouldn't say that he.
I didn't say
I wouldn't say that
bootleg.
he bootleg.
Bootleg Osen the same way.
Oh, bootleg.
No, I said bootleg. What Twilight? You heard me right. I think Jock has heard me differently.
But Who else?
Same.
There's so much good characters. Like if we're including like not even new characters, like I really like Shin and Ohan's fucking progression this arc. Like
Yeah.
Shin was like his leadership,
Nah,
his
yeah.
like instinctualness, like Ohan's like entire character development with Akko, like his whole like speech to his fucking unit was very like what's the word? Was very striking, I guess. Like I really liked it, even though like we expect that shit from kind of like Shin and stuff. But Ohan gave as good of a speech as Shin did.
Even better. Ahaha.
Yeah, even better. Yeah.
Well,
This
what do you
might be a
guys think
hot
of
take,
Kanto?
but I actually liked Goba.
Goba.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Which one's
I
that?
mean, he's
I know what
okay.
you're talking about.
the mountain brother,
The one that he
the one that fought Baggio, the one that got killed by
Oh.
Yotanwa. He seemed like the only one that was competent. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he like Bunin was a bitch that we saw. You know what I'm saying? Like Bunin couldn't fight.
Torque was a
Atari.
little pussy too.
Right, Torque was pussy. Bunin was just a savage. You know what I'm saying? He would just like send people to die, and if they failed, he would kill them or send people on suicide runs. But it seemed like Goba
Sam's
actually
really
had
something crazy.
strategy.
Yo, Cass is right. Like they did say when they were talking about after the awakening. Sorry for cutting you off. I don't know. I'm just like Yo and fanboy. But they did say after like he cut him like after they awakened. He was like whether it be through Guillaume's left wing. Like I knew it was something that said like he was the leader of it.
No, it said Gyoun and the others. It didn't say his
No.
left wing.
He said whether it be Guillaume's left wing pushing into the Kin center and slaying Austin, or simply
Yeah.
waiting and defending our positions until Kin are not the skins and bones. Either way, it's assured that we shall be the victors of this battle. That's what he said when he was talking about the possibilities to win the war once Austin moved up. Damn,
What chapter
bro.
is that? Because he was like Gyoun and the others.
No, it was I agree with you. That's what I remember too.
No,
but
that
I
was
had, like,
another part he said that, I think.
582. 582. I'll get the screenshot. Hold on. And,
I
What
think
do you
that
guys
could
think
have
of
no.
Kanto?
That was when Kanto
Kanto's-
was pretty
yeah,
good.
the moments, yeah. And
He was alright.
I liked how he like when that guy died. He like I thought he kind of like
Shosa?
took some of his will when he saw
Yeah,
him
yeah,
die.
yeah. When he took the
Yeah.
spear?
I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah, bro.
That's why I thought for like the recent chapter that like he would be like named as the head of a command unit or something. But I guess he's getting 10 men slowly
I ain't
climbing.
gonna. I was
Nah,
about
he's
to say,
gonna
I
climb up,
think
bro.
he-
I can see him being one of the top
I
dogs.
think
bro,
he's
by the
gonna
end.
be under cause he's like one of especially taking.
Is he just lagging for me or?
Yeah, nah, it's for all of
Lagging.
us.
Okay.
I'm lagging.
Yeah, leave him
you
come
can
back.
All right, hold on 1 second.
But the Gillen and the others part, I think that was when Aqua died, and Reboku said that to the rest of them, that the Gillen and others shouldn't like really struggle or some shit like that.
Yeah, but he mentioned Gil his name first again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do agree. CGR was giving the strats and shit. And, like he had that portrayal of thinking the same thing. Did he say I thought the same or we thought the same when he was talking about the strat Riboku?
Oh, he said the exact same thing.
Yeah,
We
pretty
thought the
much.
same thing, sorry.
For
Yeah.
Kanto, I liked him, but I forgot about his characterization before the arc initially, where he joined the Haishin unit because he really respected how Shin was a peasant, and then he worked his way up. I thought that was really cool when rereading it.
Yeah.
And of course, the Shosha moment. Are you good,
That's
Am I
Swally?
still, am I still lagging?
Nah,
No,
you
you're
good.
good.
Should be good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we're
But yeah,
gonna
like well, yeah, I was gonna say that he's probably gonna be like a 10-man commander, or like no more than like 30-man commander under Sugen.
Infantry, yeah.
Yeah, definitely at least a
Sugan
10-man
needs
commander.
like more love, but that guy's crazy.
Who, Kanto?
Sugan.
Oh,
The one
Sugen.
I-
Yeah. I fuck with Sugen, bro. I fuck with
Sugen's
Sugen.
nasty.
When he flexed, he was like 100 minutes. I can't even take me down or something like that when he was doing the trial.
Wait, hold up. Let me peep the latest chapter, because what are they all right now?
Yo, he's a
Sugen is
1,000
a,
infantry man.
Sugen is the 1,000-man commander,
Yeah.
but
but he's
then
an
they,
infantry commander.
yeah, he's the infantry commander and the 1,000-man commander, and
Right.
then you got 1,000-man. Nah, I fuck with it, bro. We got so many 1,000-man commanders now.
Yeah.
Naki,
He is-
Garo, Gakurai, Sosui, and all of them, bro.
I like how they renamed the high heel. So
To,
we
to
have
red
the,
and black. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's dope. That's dope because Garo, not for nothing, like they say Gakurai was the boss, but like Garo was the one that we always see talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
always
yeah, yeah.
like the figurehead that we saw. So it's like it's cool that they split them up and now that they got their own units.
Yeah. Naki as well,
Yeah,
getting
I
his
always thought
shine.
Garo was the leader, not Gakurai, honestly.
Yeah, I've always thought that as well. I always thought that. But obviously, you remember Gakurai because in when they actually joined the Hishin, he was the
Right.
main guy.
Yeah, Gakurai is gonna die eventually, so Garo can lead.
He's the guy
Yeah,
that
I
was
can see
doing
that.
shit at the wall of Sai, you know? That guy was holding the left wall, whatever.
But
And-
off topic,
and-
real quick. Apparently, the ending note for the chapter was Tojo's origin, so we might get a fucking Tojo backstory next chapter.
No,
Oh God, no.
Bro, that's so troll.
Just dying about
no
it.
chance, bro.
I would rather get the Riboku backstory.
For real? We
I want
kind
to
of
see
got
more
that.
on
But
the regicide, like see Ruboku, see like what they're planning, and like what like that.
I mean, I get okay. All right, if we get his backstory, then that ups the chances of him actually getting killed.
Yeah.
he's 100% dying now because he got a backstory. But that's like a extra chapter wasted, which is fucking low.
I mean, I
Might
doubt
be
it's gonna
more
be
than
a
a
whole
chapter,
chapter on fucking Tojo, dude.
Could be
Come on,
more
yet
than a
again,
chapter,
It
dog.
could be, yeah, him and
And yet
Rento's
again,
interaction.
Like you never know,
like,
bro. Because
the
this is
Quinn are
something big
low on
for
the
Zhao.
intel.
This could turn Zhao into like if Tojo's son gets put on the throne, Zhao could make a comeback, bro.
We'll come back
As
season
wild as
10.
it, like
I
they
don't know
could.
about a comeback.
When I say
They
comeback,
could
I mean
hold out.
it can hold out, right? And until
Yeah.
like towards the end of the series.
I don't
Well,
know
I
about
bet
that.
I don't.
Shibasha
You
is
got to
gonna take
remember,
back some territory.
they firmly have gyou, right? And
Yeah.
we haven't gotten an update, but no one like with Roboku being like in prison and everybody being at Kantan, I'm pretty sure Shohekun and them have sent people from the Kokyo Hill region westward of um Quinn. You know what I'm saying? Eastern
Yeah.
of Zao, westward of Quinn. So it's like even with Roboku, they'll be able to hold out, but like I don't think they'll be able to like actually like push back and take Gyo back or shit like you know what I'm saying, shit like that.
Maybe they invade into somewhere else and take somewhere from there and expands out like that. I don't know. The reason why I feel like there's a lot more coming from Zao is just because Rivoku been on a nasty L streak, and I feel like Haru is gonna give him a big W soon.
Yeah, he's probably gonna
Shibasha
get like
dying, Germany.
Riboku versus Kanki campaign, and Riboku
Yeah,
gets
we
the
could
W.
get that.
Dude, if they give this campaign to Conky, bro, that's
I mean,
crazy.
he is the one that Gil from the like 2 chapters ago.
True,
Like
true.
Osen, like Yotanwa is at Ryoyu, Osen is in between, and Kanki is at Gil. So if Shin and them are going to Gil, they're most likely going to be meeting up with
I didn't
Kanki.
even know that. I thought Austin was at Gil, and then
Yes.
No,
they
no.
give him a
Shin
arc
and the
that's
M3
supposed to be
there.
more complicated than the one they gave Osen. What does that mean?
Mm.
We all
Even
know
though he
Osun's
might
leading.
lose. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
still,
you got to remember this is the capital. So
good for Trill.
Gil was the second largest city. This is the large. You know what I'm saying? This is the largest city. This is the
Yeah.
capital.
Yeah.
So
I
Now I
agree
was
with you.
saying
I'm just saying, I'm
Zao could
excited
be.
for Conky.
I don't know. I feel like he could go either way though. I feel like Haru could go either way. He could either deal with it soon or he can prolong it because
Mm.
there's just so much setup for Riboku and the whole plot line being introduced with Tojo's son to me just makes me feel like there's more to it than just they're gonna get taken out soon.
Yeah, and I feel like Shibasha is gonna get a W, like, and have his name bigged up throughout China or something. So taking Kantan becomes more difficult for Ken eventually. So I think there'll be a war between.
You
Yeah.
think they might invade a bit of Yan?
Well,
No, Kin invade, but they kind of fail, and then Shibasha does something mad, and his name pops up,
Yeah, I
and
can
then
see.
they invade Kantan again, and they win.
if
Yeah,
it's
I can
gonna
see
be
that.
like proper, like let's say city sieging, right? It might just take a long time to slowly siege a city. But in the meantime, I think Jonathan was saying this in the chat discussing the attack portions away or something to gain some ground. But that's kind of stretching themselves thin. But they already have Toe already there, so it could be a Toe campaign. Toe versus
Fuck
Lee.
no, I don't want to see that guy.
You guys think Shin is gonna be one of Osen's vice generals somewhere down the line because of like the first chapter, the armor he's wearing?
No,
I
I
want him
hope
to
Shin's
so.
have
always gonna be
Ocean
independent.
armor though, so maybe I want him to have Ocean armor. That's kind of fresh. His armor now sucks.
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah.
copy that for sure.
Like
I don't know. I
didn't
can see
notice
it, man.
that, but like he could be like in a portion of time be under Ocean, but slowly.
Yeah, just for like an arc, right? Just for
Oh
one.
yeah, that's possible. But I
Yeah,
don't think he'll
nah,
ever
not
join the army. Like,
not long term. Hell no, hell no, hell no. He's making his own. He's making his own legacy. He's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be like that.
yeah, I just posted it in the general chat.
Yeah. Okay.
General sense.
I muted that chat for some reason. I think because we were arguing Conk or something. And I was getting triggered.
But which
Wait, when was Riolo there? I'm confused. What? Was it
what
always
chapter
there?
is
Like,
it from?
It was not there.
This
what the
is
fuck? That's straight above,
640.
Yeah.
This is 642.
Oh, this is 642. So this is last week.
You like the way I would have it be like where like the text bubble is. That's where
Yeah.
like, it was. Not like there. It wasn't like. Yeah, I don't know.
Because Shukai was there where she was, right? Oh, I swear down.
Yeah, it was like Shukai there and like to the like bottom of the page. That's where Ryu was closer to Gyo than in terms of like right under it. It was close to the Yellow River.
Mm. But Harabi changed the map whenever, so
It's not really any point. I
Yeah.
guess he's trying to portray here.
yeah.
But I think this is a good place to wrap it up. We did go on for a pretty long time. Maybe we want to talk about Gune. I do like how. Goddamn, Fale. I do like how Gune, like, with Eiko and all the others, he's for Osen. He wanted to groom Mohan. And he had that nice moment with Banyo where he's like, "You've done us proud, like you've groomed him into a fine young man." And then, like, Banyo was crying or something. I didn't like how he fucking got by a fucking Gyoun.
Yeah. What about the guy
Happen, man.
Aki? What about him?
Didn't want it to happen.
The way he got by Gon, just because like Gon's that nigga, so it makes sense. If Gon's gonna die, that is the nigga.
Mm. But Jenkins, what about Eki? Aki, how do you
Your
pronounce
guy.
Oh,
Well,
the god? You're right. How could I ever
it?
forget? The man that
Well,
stalemated
yeah,
Chogaryu on day 2? Come on now.
The way I said Chogaru, I was surprised he's not hyping up Aki. The guy that stalemated Chogaru.
For real.
I don't even need to. You would fucking stalemate Raito easily. But yeah,
Oh, fuck out of here.
I think it's a good place to wrap it up.
Mm.
It was a good discussion.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
All
Thanks
these
for having
dope
me, bro.
characters were like fucking. That's what makes Kingdom so good. The amount of the breadth of characters, the breadth of characters, I guess.
Yeah, bro. One of the best cards I've come across.
Dude, if they give Conky arc, are you done? Are you done streaming, Jenkins?
No, I'm gonna wait a bit more for y'all to finish this.
I don't want to be known as the guy that always talks about Conky, so I was gonna leave it at that.
No,
Hey,
Pez,
you
you're-
already,
though,
you already
huh?
exposed yourself. Go ahead.
If
I
It's
would
too late
say
for that, bro.
that I argue you in the comments about Conky though. That's how far I went. But like, freaking, I was saying that like they give Conky an arc where it comes to sieging super powerful cities, bro. Like, what does that say about like sieging Patrol? You know what I'm saying?
bro, if Kanki link up with
Nothing.
Roboku, that nigga dying.
Nothing. When they chose him over Osen, nothing.
No, because he has to succeed.
Oh yeah, but like. That's not part of it. Like this will give him the portrayal of
No, that is part of it. Because getting the job and failing is not anything.
no,
Yeah,
you can feel great, you know.
Yeah, again, the job itself is like in its own a feat compared to like someone like Osen who's like shown to be superior in a lot of ways, you know.
In a
Or
lot of
they
ways,
could just be
indeed.
saving Osen for a different task.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just want to see Conky on the open
Because you
field,
got to
man.
remember, Osen took a lot of damage in this last war. Conky's army is relatively
True.
fresh, so in that sense, it would make more sense to give Conky this task with Shen and them backing him up as generals.
yeah, but like for him to be given a task that's like, let's say, more.
It means nothing if he fails.
Yes, you can. That's
Just
fucking
like
biased.
just
Oh
like
yeah, I'm
no,
gonna
just
stop
like
this shit here.